She just happened to be the 884th bird in the program. So that's her number. They hatch out white, they have white down, their heads are really pale, they have giant eyeballs. I think they're pretty cute, but they're kind of ugly. There are a lot of things that can go wrong. Condors only lay one egg every year or every other year. When you have one egg and that's all you're gonna get out of this pair, we need to take as good a care of it as we can. The parents don't really know that we switch it out, so they're incubating an egg. There's a few reasons we pull the egg into the incubator. One is to see if it's fertile. Then we can also see how that embryo is positioned in the egg. If it's turned, we may anticipate problems later on, or if something's not developing right. We saw the egg was getting ready to hatch. Behind the scenes, we were able to open a little door in the nest room, and we just put that egg, that hatching egg, in there and pull the dummy egg out. Occasionally, it happens the parents fight in the nest room. It's normal, but sometimes they will kick the egg accidentally. Unfortunately, the pair that we put this egg under was not getting along well, and we did have to separate out the female fairly soon in the process. He would go down and eat himself really fast so that chick didn't get chilled, and then he would come up and feed it and sit on it and make sure it was warm. Once we hit like day 10, the chick is fine and it's being fed and it's warm, like we got it, we got this. They reach this peak fluffiness. The fluff's flying everywhere and you go in to catch them up and they're really angry at you. So yeah, you have a giant ball of angry fluff like trying to attack your leg and you're like, really? They have no idea what to do with these giant wings that they've got that actually make up a large part of their body weight. A lot of times they'll jump around, they'll flap and then they'll like tip over. It takes them a long time to get used to how these things are supposed to be used. At about 4 months old, which is a little bit early, she went out on the ledge in front of the nest room. She would actually go up and down her ramp, her log, into the pen, and she would go explore, and then she would be done in a couple hours, and she would walk back up the ramp and be on her ledge. That's not what usually happens. She was inquisitive, she wasn't shy. We actually gather all the chicks up into this area so they form a cohort and they get used to each other, and they're also given their last exam. A wing tag is put on them. We watched her grow from an embryo, and you're always just like, oh, you know, there's milestones and you're super happy when you see them, but then you just kind of have to let them go. Everything that we wanted to see happen happened, and she's in the wild and she's doing fine. She holds her own, she's intelligent, she can be fierce when she needs to. Eventually, when she gets old enough, she will find a mate and they will have their own breeding territory, and it will be able to raise chicks. That's the most you can hope for.